side of your rails. Your rails only get cut on here. We have our stiles. Those are the longer pieces, the up and down pieces. These are your rails, the shorter pieces. Your rails are the only thing that gets cut on the shaper here. Make sure that when you cut your rails, the good side goes down. It says good side down right on here, just like with the other shaper. The good side is the side that has the radius on it. That's going to be the front of your door. That side is going to go down, and we're first going to put the square edge of our board against the square piece of poplar here. Square edge of your board against the square piece of poplar. It's the piece of wood that's screwed to this fender, or to the what's called a coping sled. There's a clear plastic shield. That clear plastic shield needs to be tight up against the fence here. Goes up tight to the fence, and you're going to see, if you haven't done this especially, you're never going to pick this up just by listening. You're going to want to get to a place where you can see this. This black plastic piece, so make sure you come closer. It's not a big deal. So this black plastic piece goes tight up to our board. And what that black plastic piece is going to do is going to prevent our board from moving left or right as it gets cut. So that gets tightened up, this gets tightened up. I'm going to turn it on. I want to make sure that I have the top knobs tightened as well. That's going to prevent my piece from getting sucked into the cutter head. So a clear plastic piece is tightened to the fence, our board is tightened to the fence, the black sliding piece is tightened to our rail, and our board is pushed all the way in. I'm going to run it through. Nice and slow. You can do it twice if you want to. No harm in running things through twice. Then before I go on, I'm going to check it. So this should slide in real nice, and I should get a nice tight joint there. And if I don't, run your board through again. If you do that and it doesn't work, come get me, because we can make sure that everything's adjusted right. So I have two boards that are going to be run just like that. Both of your rails, let's run the square edge against the wooden fence first. I'm just going to run the other rail quickly here. Everything should stay the same. You should be able to get it out just by loosening this top bolt. Now when we have to do the other side, when we have to run the front edge, so we just ran it like this, now we need to rotate it 180 degrees and cut the other side. We have to keep the good side of our rail down. What's going to happen here if we just run it like we ran the other side, this round edge is going to get all chipped out because there's nothing to back up our piece. It's just like drilling a hole with the drill press. We want to have a piece of wood underneath of it so we don't tear the heck out of the hole. The same thing's going to happen here. If I would just run this, let's pretend this is my fence. If I would just run that like this, all the round profile down here is going to get torn out when it runs through the shaper. So I've got this special little stick right here that is going to slide into your project, right up flush with the end, and we can see that that will now back up our project so it will not tear out so bad. So I have to reset this a little bit because now our piece that we're running through is a little bit wider. Now run it through the same. If you want to run it through twice, go ahead. If you're confident you got a good cut right away, that's great too. Now run the other one. We're now done with this shaper.